What is up, guys? This is WTF, the show where we talk about everything that's on your mind. So let's walk. So first off, we wanted to get some Champions League stuff from you guys, and we got a ton of stuff, but a few of them here are Sweetie Fatale's asking, was Barcelona too bad or Juventus too good, or a combination of both? And I think it was Juventus just being really, really good. They're built for these types of tournaments. They had the depth, they're healthy, and then obviously moving into Armando, he's talking about instead of building that wall, do you think real Donald Trump should be better off buying the wall that is Chiellini and Bonucci? And that is my point here. Is like, that is a great back line. It's not just a back line that's capable in the Champions League. I mean, if you saw Dani Alves yesterday, he was all over Neymar and he was playing nasty against him. And to be able to do that at that round of the Champions League shows that he's wanting to go beyond his Barcelona career, as well as win something like the Champions League with Juventus. But Bonucci, Chiellini, these guys are the best. And we might be talking about these guys for years to come. Do I think they can win this tournament? Absolutely. If they do I think they'll go down in history as one of the best defensive duos or center back duos in the history of that tournament? Possibly. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out over the next years. Obviously, they're going to win Serie A. If they win Champions League, that might put them or propel them into a whole nother category. Oh, and the League Cup, which could be a treble for them. And also, which was crazy, was Chiellini and Bonucci were fighting over the Messi shirt after the match, which is kind of odd, right? These guys literally shut him down over 2 legs, shut him down, and then they were fighting, 2 guys who are playing together or working together to stop him over who's going to get Messi's shirt. And I know, who got it? Bonucci? Bonucci got it, right? No, Chiellini. Bonucci got it, right? Bonucci got it. And he had said that it was amazing to get the best player in the world shirt, which is kind of odd. He shut him down, showed that he can play at that level and stop the best player, arguably, in the history of the game, and then asked for a shirt after. That's pretty amazing. Next, we have something from Heath, who's talking about respecting the referee's decisions, but the Bayern Madrid game, it was a disgrace, and that the calls were all wrong. We don't even have to talk about them, which is kind of funny that he says, I believe referees' decisions should be respected, but at the same time, that's like saying, you know, down the South when they say, bless your heart, and then they say something negative after. It's pretty much the same sort of thing where he's saying, we should respect the refs, but this time, we shouldn't. And I agree with him. I think at this level, which is why everybody's arguing about the video replay and saying that the video replay should be part of the game. Some people are against it because they think it kills the flow of the game, but now when you see a team being knocked out because of a questionable decision by the referee and the millions of dollars their team will lose, as well as all the stuff that goes into it from the business side as well as the personal side, it's a lot to take in. So I think as VAR, which is video replay, gets perfected, we'll see it more and more in leagues, and then eventually be in Champions League. Could it kill the flow? I'm not sure, but I do know that there is a team that's out of the Champions League right now, and it was due to questionable calls. So I totally support you on that. For the next ones, we head to Germany, where this one is about RB Leipzig qualifying for Champions League. And it's a shout out to Pat saying, I bet he's upset to see modern football come out on top.
F the Red Bull.
Also in Germany, hashtag WTF, shout out to Darmstadt for the 93rd minute winner after just 31% possession and only 18 points in last place. This is a shout out to them because they are doomed. They're gonna get relegated. They're going down. They have zero chance to stay in the league, but they got to spoil the day for Schalke and got to stay in the league, or stay at least alive in the league for one more week, even though death is certain. Next up, Ali's talking about Galatasaray against Fenerbahce derby, which is going to be insane. Who do I think is going to win? Well, he asked kick, but I'm going to answer for kick. I'm going with, my gut says, Fenerbahce. But neither of these teams can have a chance to win the championship, but it's a huge derby. This is all about the fans. The fans show up each and every time for these kind of derbies. 70, 80, 90, 100,000 people, 1 million people in the city shut down and get ready for these games. So regardless of who's gonna win, it's gonna be a rad day. If you have a link to that game, send it to us, because it's hard for us to get those games here. I wish they televised those derbies more often, but maybe they will soon. But if you have a link, tell us where to get it. Next up, we have some nice stuff actually. Angelo says, I hope I meet Heath. You are my hero. I wanna have nice hair like you. Thank you. That is a great compliment. I hope I get to meet you too. Edgar says, hashtag WTF, am I tall? I don't know what that means, perhaps. I don't know what the average height is in the country that you're from for males or females, but I don't know. You tell me, are you tall? Next, Heath looks like Vincent Janssen. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I know that he obviously plays in a big club, so I'm cool with that, but you know, I don't know if you would consider him a handsome guy or a cool guy or whatnot. Either way, being compared to Vincent Janssen is pretty cool. Sal says, nice Giroud shirt, Mike. Oh, cameraman Mike getting some love. And finally, Fox Whitman, he's talking about in this how he loves the channel and all those kinds of things, which we totally appreciate. So keep sending us some love. But he wants to know, why do certain fans that we have support the team, or who is their team and why do they support them? So get down into the comments, guys, all of you, each and every one of you, get down in the comments and tell us what team you support and why you support them, because we care and we want to know, and it'll help Fox pick a team that he wants to support himself. So next up, we've got to talk about Monaco and just how good they are. Ashur is saying, could Monaco possibly win the whole thing? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you had a chance to see them in the Champions League in any of these Champions League rounds. They prove that they're better than Dortmund. They prove that they're better than everybody they've played in this tournament so far because they're just fearless. We used to call them young potential and all this stuff all year long, get so excited because their whole team is so young outside of like Falcao and a few others, but they are actually good. They're showing that they're experienced. They're showing that like age and inexperience that they have in terms of games played does not mean anything. And I do think that they could potentially be the favorites because teams don't, they're a little bit like Leicester was last year, where teams don't know how to play against them. You can match up with them. You can try to work your formation against theirs, but you don't know how they're gonna line up. You don't know what their players are gonna do because they're young, they're raw, they're fearless. So yes, they could win the tournament. Also, is Monaco the small fish in a big pond? I don't think so anymore. I think if Monaco, after this year, were to sign maybe 2 players, like a center back or maybe 2 center backs, they could create a dynasty that lasts 5 or 6 years if they can keep that team together. Now, the hardest part is going to be the fact that teams are going to come in and offer a ton of money for these guys, and it's going to be hard for Monaco to turn those down. But I do think that they could create that new dynasty that actually starts to bury PSG a little bit and show that, yeah, Monaco has money as well and they can pay the wages that PSG pay. But it would just shift the dynamic a little bit the same way that we saw when PSG came in, shifted the dynamic of Lyon's dynasty and Marseille's dynasties in the past. So I'm excited to see it. Hopefully they keep the team together. That's first and foremost the most important thing. Who's going to be in the final and who's going to win it? I hope Monaco win it. I hope to see Atletico Madrid play Monaco. I think, yes, I want Juventus to be in the final because they deserve it and they're playing really, really good football. When it comes to finals, semifinals, okay, no problem, you can play defensive, but in finals, I don't want to see any more nil-nils. Not that there has been a bunch, but I just don't want to see non-attacking teams. I want to see teams go wide open. You know Monaco's going to do that. Atletico, at least on the counter-attack, will do that. But then again, maybe Juventus. Juventus, they have an incredible attack with Dybala and Higuain. They're going to attack, they're going to go hard. I just don't like the whole like sit back, sit deep thing in a final game. Do it the rest of the tournament, but don't disappoint me in the final. Get after it, score some goals, and play a little nice build-up. So we've got a tweet from Triflin09, some crappy camera guy that claims to work at Kick, saying happy 420. So happy 420, Mike Triflin09, our camera guy. Look him up. If you guys know what that means, go hang out with Mike. He's your guy. He's your go-to guy if you're ever in the city. We gotta get back to some football. Listen. Brighton being promoted, everybody's so excited about that. We're excited about that. It's been 20 plus years. They almost were knocked out of the Football League back in the day and now work their way back up to the Premier League. An incredible story. It's the largest, the town is the largest resort town, I guess it's called, on the coastline of England. That's just a fun fact for you guys, but we're super excited for them because they've been through a lot and the fans deserve some Premier League time. Hopefully they get to stay up for a while. Also, big shout out to Plymouth Argyle. Archie let us know that they were promoted to League One after after a 6-1 win over Newport County. They were nearly relegated to the National League after administration a few years ago. We appreciate you, Archie, giving us all that information on lower league football. We have a lot of lower league fans. Unfortunately, it's hard to cover all the lower leagues around the world, so keep that information coming. And big shout out to Plymouth Argyle for getting brought up. Oh, hold on, this thing froze. Okay, we're back in it. We got a lot of League MX stuff. It's that time of year where it's heating up for a playoff race. 2 League MX teams in the CONCACAF Champions League final. So can Toluca win League MX? They're first place in the league right now, but I think it's the teams that are always in first place, there's like a curse that they never end up winning the playoffs. Cruz Azul golden days are over. They've got a coach now, a Spanish coach that I think could bring them a little bit of love, but instead he's brought them poor results and now they're sitting close to the relegation zone. This is a good one. Israel says, talk about Lozano. Lozano's got a lot of interest in him. Obviously, some of those tier 2 leagues like you have in Belgium, you have in Holland, Ajax, teams like that have all gone after him, but I think they're going to charge a fee that those teams aren't willing to pay. But I read recently Celta Vigo, but he said he's interested in Spanish football and English football, so we could see him at one of those big clubs. I hope he takes the right next step because I don't think he's quite at a world-class tier, but I think he has the potential for that. So while I would love to see him at my club Ajax, I don't think he'll go there. He'll go to maybe 1 tier higher. I just hope he goes to the right club so they can continue to strengthen the football quality in CONCACAF. Okay, now, where did we go? Okay, this thing all got all messed up. How did this thing just jump around? Oh wait, okay, no, oh. Yeah. John Terry to the MLS. Where would I see him fitting in? That's a good question, because the hardest part with John Terry is where he wants to go are teams that won't need him, right? Your LAs or your New Yorks, they won't need him, they won't use him. And the teams that need him, he won't go to, which is like, I think he could go to Salt Lake. I think he could go to Philly. I think he could go to Houston. I think he could go to, hell, he could go to Orlando. I think that would be good, playing next to Jonathan Spector, though they've been showing that they're in pretty good position now. But I don't think he'll come to MLS, period, because I don't think there's any MLS teams. Actually, I read an article recently that said there's zero interest from MLS teams in John Terry at the moment. But that can change overnight, and it could also just be rumors or speculation, so I don't know. All right, so now we've got some guys that are keeping us honest. Harry says he thought they'd be giving a shout out to the Irish goalkeeper who scored a bicycle kick as the last kick of the game to clinch a draw. It was actually, I hadn't even seen this until today, and I went and saw it, and it was actually pretty incredible. It shows you that even at, like, I think this under 19 levels or whatever level that was at, the people are going crazy, the coach is running in circles, the team's running to the corner flag, so it just shows you the celebratory mood of goals scored, especially in the last minute of any level. Now, guys, time for my favorite part of this show, and that's to address you haters, and we've got plenty of them just like every week. And this week, Daniel Kim says, Heath seems like a complete jerk and not someone I like to hang out with. Of all the haters and all the things people say to me, that one probably hurts the most, because that's like saying, I'm not mad at you, I'm just disappointed. I thought things would be a little bit different between us, and I think you're a jerk, Heath, and we're not gonna get past that. It looks like Daniel and I aren't gonna be friends, but hopefully someday I can win your trust and we can be best friends. Aj says, seriously, this channel's gonna this. Mikiko says, honestly, Heath. Okay, well, thanks for the engagement. I appreciate that. Next from Broski says, this video honestly sucks. He's talking about the fact that we went to a trampoline park last week and we put it on our video. He didn't seem to be all that happy about the fact that we're not talking just about football all the time. All we do is talk about football all the time, 24 hours a day. That's what we do. So we're trying to just find a way to break up that work week and have a little bit of fun and try to tie the game to some other things. And the fact that the reality is I can't do a front flip and I can't do a bicycle kick right now because it'll hurt my body. So I have to go to a trampoline park to avoid that, all right? Oh, Irvin has something clever to say. A witty little guy, Irvin, or girl, not really sure. Apologize if I got it wrong. The host looks like an American player who used to play in the Bundesliga ages ago and forgot his name. One, is that a shot at the fact that I haven't played in the Bundesliga since 2008? If it is, that's mean and hurtful, but also it's kind of clever. I like that. So unless you're talking about somebody else, then I must have misunderstood the joke. But Delmar Lule, my friend, questioning my loyalty to Arsenal, saying, you think an American is really going to support Arsenal if they didn't grow up with Arsenal? They're not emotionally attached to the club. Of course, he's gonna say he would want Spurs to win the league if he's an Arsenal fan. I'm appreciating the game, okay? This isn't about whether I like Arsenal more or less. Arsenal is out of the title conversation, okay? I don't need to go and walk up and punch some Tottenham fan in the face. That's not the kind of fan I am. I want to enjoy the game. I enjoy the game on so many levels. Arsenal are the team that I support. I like them. I'm attached to them. Let's be honest. Tottenham are playing great football right now. They're enjoying it. Like, if a guy like Adebayor can jump to the other club and still somehow be alive and survive, all you Arsenal fans or Tottenham fans accepted that, then it just shows that this is a game of entertainment, okay? I like Arsenal, but Tottenham is a team that's playing great football, and they deserve everything that's happening to them right now, and I'm not gonna deny that, all right? So get over it. So guys, that is it for WTF this week. Get down into the comments and let us know your thoughts. Also, let's help Fox Whitman out. He needs some help finding a team, so get down in the comments, let us know who your team is, why you support them, and all that good stuff, because this is supposed to be a game about being inclusive. It's a global game, so let's all embrace it and be part of it. And until next time, guys, comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.